Hi, I'm Peter J. Ray. Welcome to Adventures in History. Today's topic is Dearest Mother and Dad. Love, Ruth, John, Mark, Pamela, and Patricia. Ruth Smallshaw Ray's Letters to Her Parents, 1958, Part 112. 602 Huntmere Drive, Bay Village, Ohio, October 20th, 1958. Dear Mother and Dad, tell Bud that John still washes Patty's diapers. He did Mark's for 2 months, Pam's about 3 months, and now Patty's for a year. I did them in June and July when I was well. We certainly do hope you have a happy birthday Friday, Mother, and we'll be thinking of you. It certainly seems longer than a year ago that you were here. Things were so different then with John in Japan and no Patty Ann. I managed to get a small parcel packed to you last night. It wasn't a very big gift, but thought it better to get something away nearly on time than too late if I wait another week. Then maybe we can find something else later. I also managed to get a parcel off to Janet Ruth. It wasn't the book she suggested, so hope she isn't disappointed. But when I was down at the doctor's, I found the cutest pink nylon bunting and couldn't resist it. Doris probably had one for Brian, but I had a green one for Mark and Pamela for Mrs. Ray. And when she got me the white one for Patty, it was nice to have a new one, so I hope Doris can use another. I also found a cute gray cardigan, cotton, for Brian that looked cute to us, so hope she can use it too. Don't tell Doris if the parcel has not arrived and see if it's okay later. I asked Bud if they could use a white nylon dress. I have both the long christening gown Pam and Patty wore that they could borrow if they'd like for the christening or a short one. He said he'd let me know, Bud said he'd let me know, but probably was busy and forgot. We'd very much like to go in with you on a projector for Bud and Doris for Christmas. See what they are there, and maybe Bud can get one cheaper through a connection. We could get one here, but wonder about duty. Let us know which way, and I'll send you half. It would be nice if they could have it by Christmas. We'd like a suggestion for something you need or would like too. There were so many cute hats. I'd love to have tried some on you and got you one for your birthday. But let us know a bigger idea for Christmas. I almost hate to begin on the events that have occurred around here since I wrote. It's been close to a nightmare. I wrote that I was getting a complete physical Monday 2 weeks ago, which I had, and which turned out fine. Dr. Hull could find nothing wrong except my throat and fatigue. He said my blood count at 80 was good for a woman and to stop taking iron, for it wasn't good to take it too long at a time. I remember your doctor said 82 was too low. However, mine was 80 before. The doctor seemed to feel it was post-virus fatigue and put me on vitamin A and said if in 4 weeks I didn't feel better, that they'd take further tests for rare things like glandular fever. When I got home, I also went to the throat doctor. Pam was outside with her nose running, hat off, jacket unzipped. Mrs. Gorey couldn't make her obey, and Pam was carrying Patty, crying with an earache. Mark was in bed with a cold. I put Pam upstairs to keep her from Patty, and I guess she got too hot or whatever, but by Tuesday night she had a real cough and went into bronchitis. Mark seemed better and went out Wednesday because it was 80 degrees outside, and that night he started coughing. Thursday night, Chris called that they'd like to come Saturday for the weekend, but with both children coughing, I was tired and still had my throat and glandular trouble and had to say no. I felt bad and unhospitable, but we'd told the Duffs we couldn't go to the Oberlin homecoming and football game Saturday, too. Patty was still at her ear, too. Friday, the children seemed a little better, so we went to a dinner party in South Euclid, but came home early. And that night we were up with Pam, who had an earache. I went to the throat specialist Saturday. He said I probably still had the virus I've had since August, before Bud came. That day, Mark got stomach cramps, and that night an earache. Then, about midnight, while he was crying constantly with his ear, he started throwing up all over his bed and room. We put him in our room, and he was in so much pain, John slept on the floor beside his bed. He threw up all night, and his eardrum burst the next day, and by Monday morning was throwing up blood. Couldn't even keep his medicines down. Sunday, Pam, who was coughing with bronchitis, also started throwing up. The doctor had them on sulfa, gantracin, and thorazine to keep their stomach quiet, but Pam even threw that up. Ginger ale and everything. They really got dehydrated. And Patty was so fussy too, and Pam coughed all night. Poor John was up more than I. I had some new pills and was sick Saturday night and Sunday, so John was up alone after we got cleaned up. Well, you had a family, so can remember, and I have help with John, who's just so good. And these drugs, too. I don't know, Mother, how you stood me in my ear trouble. And now we're going through it with these children. The same Saturday night, Mark's eardrum burst and bled all over the bed. Just bled for days and still draining a little. He can't hear out of it. So all week the children were in bed. Monday, Mark looked like death, just lay so white and still and not interested in anything with his eyes shut. They're coming out of it now, I hope. Patty got the cold, although I separated them, but too seems okay. The doctor was out Friday and comes tomorrow. The children were up today for the first time, although Pam still said she had a sore ear on and off. They were on sulfa all week until yesterday. My new pills seem to have helped me. I went Saturday, and the doctor thinks it's a combination of virus, allergy, and nerves. So I'm going to see an allergist too. John won $54 Thursday at poker, $27 Wednesday, and $23 in Columbus. $104. But we've spent double that on doctors' bills and medicine the last while. John went to Oberlin Saturday night to a president's council and is now trying to raise the money to build the Lake Erie Junior Nature and Science Center, the Junior Museum. Some other very capable men haven't been able to do it completely, but he's trying, and knowing John, he will. I have a home nursing class tomorrow night. John said, "Haven't you had enough around here?" Also, I was invited to a gourmet cooking class across the street Wednesday, but don't make definite commitments unless I feel okay. We made it to church Sunday. The weather has been gorgeous, 70 degrees today and so sunny. John's office reorganization is going along. He got a new red-headed secretary who's a whiz. They now have 3 girls and 4 men in the firm now. John was showing a J.C. the library and casually asked if he didn't know where they could get a conference table, and he did. They found one in the bank's storage and got it for free, paid the trucking and refinishing, but John said it's beautiful walnut, so that will be in their office library. Dick and Joan were in a car accident yesterday, not hurt and not their fault. They were driving north on Green, and a car coming south suddenly stopped, piling up 4 cars. The 4th car back careened into Dick's car. The people were thrown out and badly hurt, so it upset them. They were out here the Sunday the children were so sick, but we didn't let them come in. Carol thought Lisa had measles and chickenpox, but has fleas from their dog. John's folks phoned to find out our progress here. John's mother has been very understanding and wants us to go over for a weekend when we're all well again. They want to go over the plans of the new smaller house they want to build. Hannah called that they're moving this weekend. She offered to help me if needed. Thank you for the cute pictures of Brian. I read them to Mark when he was sick. Mark was quite interested in Mitchell and Janice. Doris should have an automatic washer or diaper service for those diapers. Love, John, Ruth, Mark, Pam, and Patty. 602 Huntmere Drive, Bay Village, Ohio, November 6, 1958. Dear Mother and Dad, I'm so sorry to hear of Dad's bad back. Wish we could help him. John's quite an expert on putting my back now. Have Dad try this exercise. Lie flat on his back, raise one leg and bend the knee, putting the heel on the opposite knee. Then straighten the leg up in the air and lower it. If he cannot do it without pain, chances are his back is out. You can put it in by raising his leg straight up in the air and lifting it up while he's lying on his back. Of course, it may be muscular as you indicate. We're still in our round of sickness. I mentioned the doctor had been out Wednesday night and said all was well. By Saturday, Mark was down again, and Monday night screaming with an earache, so back on sulfa till Friday. By that time, Patty was coughing so badly she went on sulfa Saturday and went off it yesterday. And today Mark is back in bed, and Pamela too is in bed coughing. Even John spent last weekend in bed with a bad cold and cough. I even took all meals to him. This week he was weak but back in court, presiding over a luncheon for foreign seamen and working on the Lake Erie Junior Nature and Science Center fundraising, Big Brother luncheon, the Junior Chamber of Commerce luncheon, a church canvas, captain of a team. At 11:30 p.m. Tuesday, he met a New Zealand friend and paid his hotel a couple of nights since I couldn't have him here, and toured him down in downtown Cleveland, the courts, Terminal Tower, even took him to Cinerama. Saturday was a merry day. We fed the family breakfast, then downtown to Dr. Freeman for my throat, then came home, fed the children lunch, then took Mark to the doctor for a cold shot, then back to give Patty sulfa and put her down for her nap. Then I went to the allergist for tests and got groceries. Then home to fix supper and in bed and get all the children in bed. Sunday we took Mark and Pam to church. Hannah has moved, and Phil asked if our family had ever all been well. Patty was sick on her birthday, and I expect Mark will be on his. Thank you for the parcel that arrived yesterday. Patty has the doll in bed. Pamela's been busy cutting. Even Mark cut a hole in his pajamas. Mark just likes his doctor set so much, he's giving everyone shots. He said, "Oh, I remember Grandma Smallshaw. I like her." His teacher called again today. She's so sorry. I'm so glad Doris liked the parcel. I was so tired when I wrapped it, John just laughed at me trying to tie it, and then I thought she might not even want one. So I was glad to hear it was all worthwhile. John's mother got Patty a lovely pink snowsuit. John said, when will she ever go out again to wear it? He thinks we're in for the duration. He leaves for Minneapolis in 10 days. Thanks again. I hope you're both better. One friend, Joyce, called. She has 3 children, the youngest with cerebral palsy, and she said she wanted to take our 3 and me and go away for a couple of days. Shar also has a cerebral palsy child. She sent John an apple pie when he was sick. Good night. Love, John, Ruth, Mark, Pam, and Patty. P.S. Thank you again for the birthday presents. Mark was so thrilled, and Pam too. Patty took her first step tonight. 602 Huntmere Drive, Bay Village, Ohio, November 12th, 1958. Dearest Mother and Dad, I think it's just awfully nice of you to look after Brian and Janet while Bud and Doris went to Saskatoon. I do hope that it isn't too hard on you. It's too bad that Dad's back has been so bad, and hope that he finds something that will help it more. I hope that you won't try to do anything but take care of the babies so that you can enjoy them. It's the housework that makes baby care hard, so if you could let that go, it will be worth it for Doris to get a new lease on life. For when you get away, going back to the children is so much more fun. John leaves for the World Congress in Minneapolis next Tuesday. Both Patty Ann and Mark were sick on their own birthdays. Patty was on sulfa on hers and still has a cough. She coughed all last night. And Mark went into croup Friday night and is on ileticin. Mark went back to school yesterday and was out helping me rake leaves and then coughed all last night. so he's back in bed today. We had to cancel his birthday party, but hope he's well for it next Sunday. Pam, too, has a cough. John's folks came, and so we dressed the children. We dressed Mark and took pictures and had a little party. They bought him a gun holster and guns. I'll try to enclose some of the snaps we took on Patty's birthday. She was on sulfa and got higher than a kite. She really thought she was the life of the party. She just loves to be the center of attraction and practices standing alone. Then she writes in the air with her fingers. She's taken a step occasionally, but accidentally. Mark has now lost 4 front teeth, but getting 1 new one in. Pam does very well at her ballet. I took her Saturday to make up one she missed. She was with bigger girls, 6 and 7, but kept up quite well. A woman asked if the little girl with the bangs was mine. She noticed a resemblance. I take Patty to the doctor Saturday and go to the allergist myself. So far, I'm allergic to dust, bacteria, who isn't, tea, makeup, orris root, grass, and smoke. We've had a beautiful fall. A shame we couldn't get out and enjoy it. It was up in the 60s yesterday and lovely today. Mark was so cute. Yesterday he wondered how much money he'd get for raking leaves. I said Daddy wouldn't be home, so he'd not get anything. He suggested we pay each other. He'd give me $1 and I'd give him 3 half-dollars. I said that wouldn't be fair. So he suggested he'd give me $1 and a penny for 3 half-dollars, kg. We settled it. He gave me a dime and I gave him 11 pennies, which he figured was a good deal. His godmother, Aunt Helen, put $10 in the bank account for his birthday, which she opened for him. He has $142 now. Mark first wanted to be a doctor, then a lawyer, and now an artist because it doesn't take so many years at college. But today he said, I think I'll wait until I'm in college, and then I'll decide what to be. Pamela said, Mark, how can I ever be a good artist like you? You can give this to Bud and Doris or cash it and give it to them, and Merry Christmas from us. I had John have it G. Smallshaw so either could cash it. Now I would like to know what you folks need. We're getting Carol and Dave a Bissell carpet sweeper. So cute of Brian on Halloween. Mark and Pam wore their Japanese outfits. Mark wasn't too happy as he wanted to be fiercer and be a devil. Pam announced at every house what she was and was quite a hit. At Mrs. Gallagher said, Here's our Christmas tree. And Pamela said, Oh no, not this year. This year I'm a Japanese girl. John's mother said Carol lost 5 pounds and is skin and bone over Lisa's skin infection. Can't seem to clear it up. I told her about an antiseptic soap that might help. I've got the christening dress and bonnet ready to send Doris, so we'll try to get it away. We'll want to get it back for our next 3 children. We also took some slides and hope to use one of these pictures on our Christmas cards. Patty is a real blonde right now. Much love to you and take care of yourself. I think it's just wonderful of you to help Doris, and I'm sure she'll appreciate it. Love, John, Ruth, Mark, Pam, and Patty Ann. To be continued. Now there are 2 comments based on the original publication. And the first is from Tessa J. Delina, former secretary of Restless Educational Center in San Juan, Metro Manila, Philippines. Dear Mr. Ray, hello. Allow me to extend my warmest greetings to you and your family. I just finished reading SFMC number 46, and may I say that the cover photo was a knockout. Mark, Pam, and Patty looked so happy together, not to mention the innocence shown on their faces. They looked more like little angels. Well, this particular issue dealt more on raising children, which both Ruth and John are excellent at, bonding with them, father-son relationship, mother-daughter relationship, experiencing the natural high that goes with having children, and the joys one reaps out of these peak experiences, and ultimately resulting in self-fulfillment. I am looking forward to reading the DMLR series in book form. That would be very interesting. Congratulations for this new endeavor of yours and more power to you. Sincerely yours, Tessa J. Delina, Quezon City, Philippines. And the next comment is from John S. Ray, Ruth's husband and my dear father. Dear editor, SFMC number 46 continues the litany of never-ending sickness for Mark, Pam, and Patty. What a trooper your mother was in doing what she had to do to take care of the children. The picture on the front cover of SFMC number 46 is priceless. What beautiful children. How we manage such a busy schedule with all the sickness is really amazing. Keep up the good work. Love, Dad. John S. Ray, Rocky River, Ohio. Well, that concludes today's presentation. Good luck to you with your efforts in family history. If this interests you, finding, preserving, and sharing old letters, diaries, photographs, family movies and videos, and interviewing elderly relatives while they're alive. You might consider checking out our website, Adventures in History with Peter J. Ray at peterjray.com. So far, we've made 669 history videos in 7 areas: world history, American history, book reviews, poetic tours, Cleveland baseball, family history, and autobiography. There's a donate feature. You might consider making a donation so we can continue making these videos. You also might consider checking out our podcast, Adventures in History, at Anchor FM, Peter Ray, REA. If you live in Metro Manila, Philippines, and are looking for a high school, you might consider Restless Educational Center. Restless is located in San Juan, Metro Manila, Philippines, Barangay Maytunas on Allenby Street, not far from the corner of P. Guevara and Wilson Street. At Restless, we specialize in helping young people who have had difficulty in the larger traditional high schools. It's more than a school, it's a warm, supportive community, and we try to be creative and innovative. And the website is resalest.education, RESALEST. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. God bless you. Take care. And I'll see you next time.